Welcome everybody.
This is your boy Ant.
Cheese.
This is Thor Ragnarok review.
I'm excited. I'm pumped.
You should be.
I didn't even have coffee today. I'm this hype.
I had a cup. But
If I have a cup, I might fuck around and turn into a Super Saiyan.
you'll be the Incredible Hulk. You straight?
Yeah.
Alright. So, today we're going to be talking about Thor Ragnarok, the movie. It's going to be a spoiler review. So, if you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you put this in your favorites. Come back to it later. Because we're going to be getting into it. We ain't holding nothing back. So,
Spoiler review. You just gotta sometimes do that because they're gonna be like, oh, I didn't hear. What the fuck? So since I said spoiler review, Thor loses an eye. Fuck it. Let's just throw it out there.
I mean, since we're going straight in,
I gave you the warning.
might as well. Alright, so, off top. What are your likes? What are the things you liked about the movie? Because there's a lot of it in there for me.
So what I think is Marvel has figured it out in certain ways. They realized the Thor franchise was kind of dying out. People wasn't really enjoying it. They was seeing it just to see it. But I feel like their formula is at this point have action scenes,
Right.
and in between the action scenes have comedy, which if it's good comedy, it makes it almost perfection because you're literally constantly entertained. Like the movie came on and within 20 seconds you're laughing already. Then right after you're laughing, it's an action scene. Then right after that, it's a little serious, but then you get, spoiler alert, Doctor Strange, which is cool to see. Then you get fighting. Then you get comedy. So it's like, it wasn't moments where I'm just sitting there like, alright, can somebody get punched in the face already? Like, so with that formula,
Right. Good pacing.
yeah, it's not gonna work on every movie. I don't think it could, but I don't think they're going to do that. But it's hard for me to find anything I don't like. Really, like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was legit entertained the whole time, and yeah, from beginning to end.
Right, yeah, like this cast of characters is like a special formula for them because I don't think the way they formatted this movie would work with any other like the rest of the Avengers simply because of the dynamics they have. Like they fight a lot. Like Tony and Cap is not gonna have like this buddy cop kind of movie that Thor and Hulk have because Tony and Cap they stay going at it. But just because it was them two, they were able to have that, they were riffing off each other. They're having a good time because they don't really have any malice towards each other. Like they, fight sometimes, but it's just whatever. It's just like whatever. We taking sides in whatever fight that Tony and fucking Steve are doing.
Yeah, it's never like super serious. It's just like on some brotherly, like if I was whooping on you, but I'll be like the Hulk.
Puny chat, puny cheese.
But
like smoldering fire.
it was crazy to see the Hulk like talking. Like in the games, you don't see him talk. In the movies, you don't see him talk. In cartoons,
You see him talk.
Yeah.
Like there are lots of storylines where Hulk is in control, and he has his Hulk personality banners in the back somewhere. So. Like the whole Planet Hulk storyline, which they took the whole Coliseum from. Speaking of which, that planet, I forget the name of it, but Jeff Goldblum, how good was he? Like, man, it was hilarious. Like, he played that part well. But for me, my favorite part of the movie is Tessa Thompson. Like, she made this very extra enjoyable for me. Like, she looked like she was having a good time. Like she spent this whole movie with like the hugest grin on her face. Like you don't see that from like her because I think most of her roles she's like she got that beautiful smile of hers. But this movie she's just cheesing ear to ear the whole time. So
even when she's mad.
She's
I'm mad at you.
Ah.
Like,
but she's got that cheesy grin. So Like, yeah, she definitely bought into this. It was good. What other characters? What's your favorite character?
Hulk.
Oh,
Always.
uh,
Hulk smash. Hulk's awesome.
Hulk is a raging fire.
Hulk is raging fire. He destroys everything. It was weird for me to see Loki be like cool. Like it was so many times where I was like, no, he's not cool. I don't like him.
He's up to something. I know that guy.
Actually, nah, he is kind of cool. But so that was crazy. Like to actually like him for once.
He's got that brotherly rivalry with Thor. So I mean, he just happens to be an asshole.
Like the moment I realized I liked Loki, where I thought like was hilarious was when pretty much Thor was talking to Hulk and he thought he was getting through, and then Hulk smashed him like on the floor, just like he did Loki. Loki's like, yes, you know how I feel about this now.
That was funny how he kept talking like he kept doing the Black Widow thing. Like, yeah, the sun's going down, big guy.
Yeah, that shit was funny. He's like, stop it, bro. Like, what the freak?
Stop saying that. That was funny. Like I'm sitting there just watching the movie, like enjoying the scene. All of a sudden, he goes in this soft voice. Hey, big guy. It's almost sunset. Sun's going down. It's like,
I was pissed at Hulk at first. The part where he went to the spaceship and he needed the spaceship to fly, and he just starts fucking it up. I'm like, oh my goodness, what the fuck? But
he was like, Thor, don't leave. He wanted his friend to stay. Like, what do you want?
The crazy thing about this too was they made like hella badass.
Right.
Like I didn't, of course, normally people don't wanna like the villain. Like the villain, you hate him, you want to see them destroyed. But she was like kicking ass, like a lot of ass.
But that's the thing about a villain. You kind of do want to like the villain. That's what makes a good villain. Like when you can actually kind of, part of you is on their side. It's kind of like, it's all right. So I kind of want to root for you, but you're the bad guy. So it's like, that's what makes the villains even more compelling when they're later. Hela was just a force of just pure dominance. So, I mean, she is the goddess of death. So that's pretty much what you expect. But actually, I'm gonna get more into that when it comes to my cons, my dislikes of the movie. But let's continue. How about some of these guest appearances? Like you already said, fucking Doctor Strange shows up.
That was awesome.
That was a cool scene. Just like you just blowing their minds the entire scene. How about Anthony Hopkins? Like when Anthony Hopkins as Odin, but it's Loki being Odin. So it's like the way he plays the character, like he's got the Loki mannerisms down, but it's Anthony Hopkins. So it's like when Thor shows up, it just gets completely uncomfortable. Also in that scene, Matt Damon as Loki.
Yeah. It was like, what the fuck? Like I'm looking like,
It's like Matt Damon.
am I bugging? Am I like complete? Am I in the right movie? Checking my ticket.
Yeah, right. So, like, Loki's got the whole Asgard eating out of his hands because, as you know, in the last Thor movie, Loki's presumed dead, but he winds up taking over as Odin. So when it picks back up, Loki's just having a grand old time, and he's got the guys performing the last movie, like the final act of the last movie when Loki dies. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, that shit's funny.
But also Idris Elba, he did great. Like Heimdall finally got to do something. Like Heimdall is such a badass character, but
he doesn't
all
get
the other
enough
movies
credit.
just standing there at the with the sword, just chilling. It's like, whatever.
I'm here. I can do way more than this, but I'm just gonna stand here.
Exactly. So he finally got to do something. So
he did like the most. He did the.
Like he was the hero.
He did the important shit. Yeah, like Thor.
Like,
of course, Thor and Hulk did their shit, but if it wasn't for him, like they would have.
Yeah, shit would just went left.
Yeah, at that point they would just got the spaceship and went to Earth. Like, everything's done already. Fuck it.
Exactly.
So like they gave him his credit, but of course people are gonna overlook that. So we're telling you, give that man his credit.
my opinion, this was definitely the best Thor movie.
By far.
By far.
It's not even a thought. Like,
there was a lot of comedy here, but like I said, it works for this movie. Let's see what else we got.
Took me a minute to get used to the comedy.
Korg was definitely like hilarious, like the comic relief, the blue rock guy.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Korg, he's just out there. It's just like,
oh, my friend is dead.
yeah, he reminds me.
Oh wait, he's not dead. I'm like,
he's alive. Yeah.
that shit was a lot. He was like, it was crazy because the movie has so many characters that, like, you would think, right? Like, of course, people love Thor, people love Valkyrie, people love Hulk, but then at the same time, now you love Loki. Now you love the Grandmaster. Now you love the Blue Rock guy, which what's his name?
Korg.
Yeah, and then like who else? And then even Idris Elba. Yeah, like it was so many characters alike.
Yeah. Like,
even Hala, like we talking about 7 characters. I loved her wolf.
Oh yeah, Finner.
Like it was 10 different like characters I enjoyed.
Yeah. Still, my favorite out of all this, Valkyrie. Tessa Thompson stole the show for me. So, dislikes.
Nitpicking, really being a jerk. There was a couple jokes that didn't hit that I thought was random. But in a movie where so much good comedy, of course, it was literally like 3 jokes that probably was like, But like I said, like that's me nitpicking, trying to like scrape the like the bottom. But yeah, it wasn't much, and I mean, like we talked about earlier, like people was complaining that it was too much comedy. I didn't know how I was gonna feel about it, but more me, I'm just was getting used to it. It was just so weird to see. But after like that first scene, I was like, okay, this is what it's gonna be. I like it. I'm like, it's actually making me laugh. I can't complain about that. Yeah.
Yeah. As for me, it's like I was saying earlier about Hela. Like she's completely badass. The only problem with that is, in true Marvel fashion, they don't use her enough. Like she's the villain of the movie. Technically, the movie had 2 villains. She's the main villain of the movie. She's barely in it. Like she comes, she makes her presence felt, and then they make flash back to her like every once in a while. But for the most part, they're Thor and Hulk are just off somewhere else doing like their own thing. Loki as well. So they don't spend a lot of time on Asgard. That's another issue with the movie, because towards the end of the movie, when you're supposed to feel something for Asgard's destruction, you don't feel it because you don't spend much time there. Not even just in this movie. It's like throughout the entire Thor trilogy. Like you don't spend much time on Asgard, so you don't really feel it when Ragnarok comes to fruition. Another thing,
I didn't feel shit now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't even give a fuck, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Like it didn't feel like shit. Like the whole thing with Surtur. Like Surtur is supposed to be, an intimidating presence. But in the first 5 minutes of the movie, Thor whoops his ass, and then he's not in it for the rest of the movie until the very end of the movie. So there's that. It's like they underused the villains, which like if they would have played that up more, there would have been more of a feeling of impending doom when the final act starts, where they actually wind up going up against Hela, and the reveal that in order to beat her, they need to destroy Asgard because that's where she drew her power from. So, like I said, she played like Kate Blanchett did her thing as Hela. She was an amazing villain. She was underused as a villain.
Now that I think about it, you're right.
Same with Surtur.
Surtur didn't get. I feel like that battle at the end could have been way crazier. Like they could have spared like an extra 10 minutes
or something
to have them. Like that would have been dope just to see them 2 battle. Like, all right, the people are safe. Thor, everybody's safe. Now watch them. Like they battled for a quick minute, but it wasn't like oh shit. Like it was oh shit, but it was like I would have liked to see a little bit more. But that's when, like, I realized, like, damn, like, Hala is a fucking problem. Yeah. Like, she was kind of making light work of him in a way.
Exactly.
It was just sick. It was crazy.
Goddess of death. badass. I kind of wish Deadpool was in this universe though, because that would be like he's in love with the goddess of death, so that would have been an interesting dynamic eventually, but we'll never get that, unfortunately. Also, there was like some scenes where it was like the effects were kind of off, like the scene where they were standing on that cliff with Odin. Like I don't know if you realize it, but the lighting was just like weird. Like it looked like they weren't there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So it's like they were standing on this cliff, supposed to be having this moment, and I'm just looking at the screen like, did they mean to do that? Like, it's visibly like you can visibly see like they don't look like they're standing on that cliff. So
like at all.
At all.
I'm not gonna lie, I noticed it, but I thought it was just me.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know if it's something in the air. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
My eyes. No, like that. It legit. Like you can tell they're not really standing on that cliff. But other than that, it's a great movie. It's I don't know, where would you rank it in the Marvel universe as far as movies go? Like it's better than all of the Thor movies. Well, the two other Thor movies.
By far.
But where would you rank it?
I liked it better than the Captain America movies.
Both of them?
Yep. The comedy, man.
Actually,
the comedy got me.
There's three of them. I keep forgetting Civil War is a Captain America movie.
Oh, okay. Well then, two of them. Civil War was like, that's, right now, Civil War is like top. That's number one.
For you?
Yeah. I'm thinking Black Panther is going to be number two. But we'll hold off on that. But that's what I'm thinking is going to be number two. Yeah, honestly, I would say it's high up there. It's like, I can't even save a spot. I can't put Black Panther above Thor, and it's not even out yet.
Right.
So I would say like, man. Actually, I'll put it number three.
Number three behind
Ultron. Age of
Ultron.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy to say, but they really like stepped it up. Like I said, they found the formula, and the one thing I do like about it is Thor. It didn't feel cheesy. Like it felt weird, like, cause he's such a serious character. It felt like too natural.
Right.
Like, bro, if you was this funny, why didn't you fucking tell these jokes like years ago? So that was kind of crazy. That was kind of like different. Like I said, it was different to get used to the comedy. Then you get used to it pretty much like right away, cause you're like, oh, okay, it's not super cheesy. It's actually funny.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking like, well, they could have been doing this.
Yeah, they could have been doing this. Me, I'm gonna have to rank it like maybe 6. Like after, it's like between Winter Soldier at 5 and at 7 probably is going to be Iron Man 2. So it's like between there for me.
I didn't like Iron Man 2.
I mean,
Actually, didn't like none of the Iron Man movies.
I don't know what's wrong with you,
Nah.
this guy, who messes this? But I understand how.
I've never been an Iron Man fan like that. I've always been like a Hulk fan, Black Panther fan.
Man, I love Iron Man. Iron Man is probably my 3rd favorite Marvel character. Spider-Man's always been my favorite, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Yeah, I guess.
This argument is getting harder too, because like I said, I feel like Marvel has figured it out. Like, I don't know what happened. They turned in, they reached level 9,000. Whoever they have
right now, they're on their roll. They got their plan laid out. That's the importance of a plan. You lay out your plan and you follow that plan, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which is, hopefully DC gets their act together. Not saying they have to follow the same format, but at least have a solid plan, because they keep changing the plan on the fly.
Yeah, I feel like they're doing too much. They need to, like, Marvel had a plan. They said, let's start pumping these movies out.
Right.
They started listening to the people. They started realizing we have to change shit. Instead of, like, beating this, even like I said, Thor, instead of just beating into the ground, they're like, you know what, fuck it. Let's change it.
Exactly.
So like you can't get stuck in
the
like
rut.
yeah, exactly.
You can't go to the drawing board every time people react adversely to your product. And right now, that's what we're seeing from over there at Warner Brothers. But they look like they're getting on track. Wonder Woman was amazing, and Justice League looks crazy. So we'll see. How'd you feel about the mid-credit scene where Thanos' ship shows up? Because as I'm watching that, like the ship shows up, and I'm like, yo, Loki has the Tesseract, which means that Thanos has the Tesseract because he shows up. Well, he doesn't take in the ship, but the ship shows up in front of them. Loki stole the Tesseract before he released Surtur into Asgard. I mean, that's the assumption. Because
So do you think?
as he's walking through the vault, you see him. He looks at the Tesseract like,
Oh
that's
shit!
there.
It's right there.
Oh shit!
I can just take it.
Exactly. Nobody was guarded. Plus, you know how he likes to play tricks. So if Thanos goes on, like takes that ship into his, or boards that ship,
So do you
one of the
think
Infinity
that
Stones right off top?
Thor ran into Thanos, or do you think Thanos sensed it and met them
Well,
to take it? That's how the movie might start.
They're heading to the same location. They're both going to Earth.
But I mean, if we're going to like McDonald's down the street, we should
Right.
both be driving that way. Like one's looking this way, one's looking that. Somebody's going the wrong way.
I mean, it's space, my nigga. Like,
So
it's
I mean, it
space.
could be a wrong way though. Like,
the
yo,
only-
Earth is this way.
like,
Thanos, I'll meet you there. You go in the
it don't
make a
really, it
U-turn.
don't really matter. It's space.
I guess.
You can't really, like, it's not like a linear path.
You seen the Easter egg where you actually seen Thanos' glove?
That was fake.
It was fake.
The Infinity Gauntlet that was in the what's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hella's like as she's walking through the vault, she's like, "Oh, this is fake. Oh, that's useless. Oh, that's okay. That's cool. Oh, that might be interesting."
But how do you know it's fake?
Because
either way,
Thanos
it would
has
be
the
destroyed.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, either way, it would have been destroyed, and
But-
that wouldn't have made sense.
That and Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, it's true.
I forget which. I think that was in the Iron Man 2 or 3 or whatever one that was. When he just goes into his little vault and puts it on, like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
I forgot about that.
yeah, exactly. So,
It was cool to see
it
though.
was cool to see. But, all in all, out of 10, what do you give it?
9,
It's going to give it a 9 10.
solid 9.
Okay, those are big words.
I doubled down on it.
That's good. I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's definitely an above average film. I loved it. It was, but like I said, it had those flaws in it. It's not a perfect movie, but it's still a really good one. Actually, no, I'll bump it up to 8 because I really, really enjoyed it. Like, it was an entertaining experience. The comedy was on point. Like, it forwarded the story, the overall moral storyline. So we'll get to see more of that in Infinity War when that finally shows up. But tell us what you thought about the movie. Your likes, dislikes in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Twitch if you're into gaming.
I'm gonna put the sub button right there.
Right there. Also, check out the NJ Cheese channel. He's got a vlog going. You know, the rise of BPTV. And what's the next one you're gonna be doing? The origin story.
Yeah, where did BPTV come from?
BPTV origin story. So make sure to stay tuned. We got lots of content coming your way. And until next time, peace.
That was your slice of cheese.
This guy. Man,